Hi, I'm Kylie, just another Army vet. So you guys voted and you chose the Royal Marine Commandos on the Front Line as the next series that I react to. And this is coming from the channel Royal Marines. This is episode 1, The Shock of Capture. From what I understand, this series actually follows a group of recruits as they're training to become commandos, and then it follows them when they deploy to Afghanistan. And because of how long it is, I will go ahead and break it up into 2 parts. Let's get to it.
Headed to the front line and the brutal, unforgiving terrain of battle-scarred Afghanistan, the scene of some of the fiercest hand-to-hand fighting that British soldiers have faced since the Second World War. In the heat of battle, the Navy's Royal Marine Commandos, a spearhead force of elite shock troops that can attack with devastating effect from air, sea, or land.
These guys were actually the inspiration for the U.S. Army Rangers. The USMC, or Marine Corps, is not equivalent to these guys at all. Yes, the USMC is actually amphibious, but they are just a branch of service for the U.S. military. The Royal Marine Commandos are actually special operations, and they would be more equivalent to the U.S. Army's 75th Ranger Battalion.
To prepare for war, they've undergone the toughest military training anywhere in the world.
As of right now, I disagree with what he said. I think Indian Army Para-SF or the Navy SEALs BUDS training is probably more difficult than this. However, I will reserve judgment until I watch the entire series.
Enough to reduce grown men to tears. And it often does.
Stop making fucking girly faces and start moving!
I was granted unprecedented access over 12 months to film with the Commandos, both here and in Afghanistan.
The phone right over our head. Hands straight in the bollocks, very uncomfortable. You start grabbing, ripping the testicles off, ripping the penis off. Again, I'm sure you're going to have the upper hand. No!
Whatever the situation, nothing was to be hidden from me.
Stick it up your ass!
You think you got the fucking attitude to sit back here and do your own fucking routine? You can think again. I'm spent.
If we don't carry out what we've been taught, you know, we're going to end up dead.
Get down into cover. Get down into cover. Down.
I was with them as they faced the shock and horror of the front line.
We're under heavy attack. Taliban are fighting back hard. Got us well pinned down.
I was at their side as they confronted pain, exhaustion, fear, and even death.
So these guys actually have a long history. They've been around since, I believe, the 1600s. They have fought in over 40 different conflicts, including the Napoleonic Wars, American Revolutionary War, Malay Crisis, World War I at Gallipoli, World War II, Korea. They've been all over the place. And I think they've actually had 15 or so commandos that have actually earned the Victoria Cross.
Our story starts back in June 2006 as a fresh batch of recruits arrives at the Commando Training Centre at Lympstone in Devon, a base with its own dedicated railway station.
Lads, come here. Line out along there.
For these 50 recruits, aged between 16 and 28, there's now no turning back.
Stand still, face your fronts.
When New Zealand recruits actually report for basic training, they are also in business attire. But 16, that is so young. For the U.S. military, the youngest age is 18. Unless you get parental permission, then you can actually enlist at 17.
They'll be known as 924 Troop, and this is their extraordinary story.
When I ask you a question, you'll finish the sentence with call.
Over the next 32 weeks, they'll be pushed to their absolute limits, and many of them will be broken by the training, destroyed by the sheer bloody challenge of it. We'll be with them every body-crunching, gut-wrenching step of the way.
No. Hudson, Corporal. You don't think to have a shave this morning?
I did, sir.
Corporal, I disagree with you massively. I'll be teaching you how to shave properly. Name?
Richards, Corporal.
Switch your fuck on! Get up there!
There's nothing you seem to do is right.
Right.
CT, yes?
Yes.
Name?
McCormack, Corporal.
Do your top button up.
924 Troop face an often exhilarating but sometimes terrifying rite of passage that only the very best will get through.
Right, man, everybody pick up your bags.
The ones that do will be sent straight to the front line in Afghanistan, and we'll remain with them wherever they go.
Catch it up then.
But first, there's 32 weeks of training, 8 months of intense, arduous physical and mental challenge. For many, as they cross the threshold into an alien world, it'll be the first time away from their families, who must now come to terms with their own fears.
The knowledge that he will be going to a war zone is obviously quite frightening for a parent, but the fact that he will be one of the elite of all the armed services throughout the world is a big sort of confidence boost as far as I'm concerned. But I don't want him to come home in a bag.
Line up, one long line there. Hurry up, let's go.
As soon as you're in, you're trained and you're out somewhere like Afghanistan.
That's not hurrying, fellas, get there.
Doesn't scare very easy, Mike.
No, he doesn't. We worry about him just as much going out on a Saturday night, local, as we would, I'm sure, going out there, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. Especially if he's got a troop behind him and he's in a group. I feel more confident and comfortable with that.
Catch you up in the rear then, hurry up.
We had to accept that he might have to shoot somebody, or there was the possibility that he could be shot, but we've had to sort of come to terms with it.
It's a fact. 924 Troop will deploy onto operations in Afghanistan. So we've got 32 weeks to transform this individual into a team player, a well-trained Royal Marine that's confident and capable of joining a troop on operations. And, you know, that's the test. That's the test for us here in the training centre.
Right, this is a foundation centre here. It's where you're going to spend the first 2 weeks of your life in the Royal Marines. Don't just amble about, fellas, get moving. Name tag on, and then get yourself to the barbers.
"924 Troop, 50 young men plunged into an extraordinarily different environment, and for the moment, complete strangers, but who one day will have a bond so strong that they would readily die for each other.
Teddy William Carlo, John William Hudson, Aldrich Terrence John.
I wonder if they're actually getting charged for this haircut, because for the U.S. Army at basic training, this mandatory haircut actually costs about $8 to $10.
James Dennis Williams.
Matthew Ian Wilshire.
William Young.
Swear by Almighty God that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, her heirs and successors, and that I will, as in duty bound.
British forces in southern Afghanistan have been involved in the heaviest fighting yet with Taliban militia since UK troops took over security duties in Helmand province at the beginning of May. 2 British soldiers were killed in action early yesterday, while a third died in clashes earlier this month.
"924 Troop, welcome to Livingston, welcome to the Royal Marines, renowned for its demands, the challenges that it'll put your way, okay, and putting you eventually as a part of 3 Commando Brigade. You will be surprised at the number of young men that start to waver in the first few days. All right, you'll be surprised that it's the chap in the bed next to you that's starting to doubt his decision. Please, fellas, look beyond the end of your nose. Many of you, on completion here, will go straight to Afghanistan. Our aim is to pass you, all right? Let us do that.
Empty the contents out in front of you, please.
The transformation begins. Uniform and kit.
First bit of kit then is your Combat 95 Gore-Tex trousers.
No weapons yet. The most lethal thing they get to handle in these early days is the steam iron.
You've got your steam buttons and your water buttons on there. Okay, a little bit of water over the collar, not much temperature.
Is this what you thought it would be like in the Marines?
Yeah, first day, what I was inspecting. Paperwork, stuff like that, just trying to break us in gently. It'll soon pick up the pace by the end of the week.
You're still up for it, huh?
Oh yeah. Yes, you've got to be up for it in the Marines, you do. We don't come here half-hearted. No, sorry.
I chose the Royal Marines because I wanted to be part of the elite, and I knew that this would be the greatest challenge. And I'm putting 100% effort in and determination. I'm prepared for anything that they're going to throw at me.
Including serving in a war zone?
Including serving in a war zone, yeah.
With this, I always thought to myself, it's one of them things, if you don't do, you'll regret. But at the moment, I'm very glad I've done it. Just got to keep it up.
It's another, what, 31 and a bit weeks?
31 and a bit weeks. Not long now. Yeah, it'll be all right.
Adam, I got bent lines, or are they okay?
But this isn't an easy transition for everyone. Terry John from St Vincent in the Caribbean is already having doubts.
There's a lot going through my head right now. It's like so many different things. I've come from so far. I wanted to do it. I want to be a very strong, very determined young man, and I want to prove it that I'm very determined. So it's hard. It's really hard. And the way I'm feeling right now, I want to leave. My mind is just like splattered all over. I'm just like all over. So my mind is not really at ease and at one.
So if he's in that headspace after a few hours of getting clothing issued to him, getting a haircut, and filling out paperwork, then I don't see him actually making it through training all the way. I can see him actually quitting real soon.
The fact is, as unhappy as Terry seems to be, no one's allowed to leave for at least 28 days, unless there are exceptional circumstances. So the training goes on to turn these young men into steely-eyed dealers of death and destruction.
Right, what you're going to get now is a demonstration on how to shower correctly, demonstration on how to shave correctly, and how to brush your teeth.
You will have been issued in your bed pack a mattress cover, a pillow, 2 pillowcases, 2 duvet covers, 2 white sheets, and a quilt.
Okay, first thing, how to shower correctly. Okay, first thing, get yourself under the water, get yourself soaked through. Get yourself a bit of shower gel. Okay, and you start from head to toe. Making sure that you rub it in absolutely everywhere. Okay, all over the arms, shoulders, as much around the back as you can reach.
Here's your mattress.
I see it.
It's been issued, and the mattress cover goes on the mattress like a condom.
So on the surface, it looks trivial that they're showing the recruits some of these basic life skills, but there is a method to their madness. Because one, in certain situations, you might have to take combat showers and you want to learn the most efficient way to actually take a shower. And 2, they don't know the background of all these recruits. They might have recruits that actually came from homes that did not teach some of these basic life skills. So they want to make sure that everyone is on the same page.
In around the groin, okay, under your knob, okay, pull the foreskin back, get it right in there, okay, around the end, the whole shebang.
When you're making your bed, you'll see that you've got a central crease down the middle and 2 on each side, which fit quite nicely. Yep.
Then you move on to your legs, okay, scrubbing away, getting the nails in, okay, over all of the legs. Next stage then, lads, making sure that you rinse all of the soap off properly.
2 big strong lads, duvet cover on the duvet. It shouldn't be too complex because you've all got duvets at home, okay? However, Mum's not here and you can't close the bedroom door, all right?
Okay, you've had a nice easy day today, fellas. It starts from tomorrow. The learning curve is like that. Right, so you need to have a good attitude, right, you need to be willing to work hard, otherwise it'll get painful. Do I make myself clear?
Yes, sir. It's past midnight, and 924 Troop prepare to bed down, day 1 over.
So far, this seems like a pretty relaxed environment, and the training NCOs aren't really even yelling, so I'm not sure how long that's going to last. But what are those red buckets at the foot of their bed? If you do know, then please drop it in the comments.
240 left until they're deployed to Afghanistan.
Suggest tomorrow you start moving a lot faster with a lot more urgency. Enjoy the sleep that you get. Get in your pit.
After just 5 hours sleep, 924 Troop is woken to start their second day of training to be Royal Marine Commandos.
Right, when we get up then, get up. Flip flops, towels, make it stay, let it shake. Give it a crack straight on. Everybody up and out your bed now. As soon as those kicks get them out of it.
For their first 2 weeks, they have to wear shirts and ties to the canteen. Breakfast is the first of 4 main meals they must eat every day to cram in the 5,000 calories they'll need to cope with training.
The U.S. Army calls them a dining facility or a DFAC or a chow hall.
Right, left, right, move. 2. Halt, yes, 1. Today, this is a fitness assessment, so I can gauge, and myself and the rest of the instructors can gauge your fitness and see how you progress through training. Everything you've got in there. You're out. You do not drop out from the run until you are literally doubled over, about to pass out. You give everything you've got. This is also so you know in your own heads how fit you are.
Over the next 32 weeks, these recruits will be pushed through physical pain barriers that right now they probably couldn't even imagine.
Drop out.
By the end of training, each recruit will have had to obtain the fitness levels of an international athlete.
Down, team's got to go over the bar.
The change from civilian into the military and into the Royal Marines, yeah, it's a huge step change, and you know, it's a man's world, and some of the blokes aren't ready for that.
Listening, Troop! Some of you look fresh as a daisy. You should have all had your hands in the air, asking for permission to go outside to throw up. Arms bent.
There's every chance that we're going to lose 25 to 30%, not wanting to be here, or unfortunately having to go home because of an injury or an injury they've come here with, or just being unsuitable. And very early on, you'll note that there's going to be 1 or 2 that really don't want to be here at all, and you know, they've made a bad call. As I'm sure we'll see with this troop, there'll be 1 or 2 that want to go almost immediately. Yeah. Jake.
Aww.
The way I'm feeling right now, I'd already written a letter asking very respectfully to terminate my service as soon as possible. And I was basically stating reasons being that my mental state, I don't think I'm mentally fit for it.
If you go home after coming all this way, I think you're cheating yourself, Recruit John. You haven't given yourself a fair shot. Now, at the minute, you're unhappy, aren't you? And you're not enjoying it. But I think for 2 days to make that judgment, Recruit John, I think it's very narrow-minded of yourself. You agree?
No, sir. I've just gone down the wrong path, that's all. At night, I don't get good sleep because I just lay down, and every time I turn, I'm thinking someone's going to come in and say, do this, do that.
That is normal. When I went to basic training, I had the hardest time actually sleeping the first week or so. It would take me hours to actually fall asleep. So yes, insomnia is expected.
No, that work. I just want... I can't relax.
Well, nobody can relax. The troop were 2 minutes late coming back from supper, a punishable offence.
Everybody stand up. Okay, unfortunately, you've already just ironed and folded your trousers and the Combat Soldier 95 shirts, but I haven't checked they're fitted. Okay, everybody now, pick up 1 stone shirt, hold out in front of them. Yeah, they'll fit. Throw them over your heads. Next shirt. Okay, bear in mind, fellas, these are all going to need re-ironing now and refolded. Okay, drop those. Make sure you've got both of your rigs ready for tomorrow, ironed and folded. Make sure this place gets left immaculate. Crack on.
I just feel like trash right now, that's just it.
It's not easy though, is it?
It's not easy, it's hard. No.
Okay, it's meant to be hard. So when you pass out, it's a quality life. When you pass out, without being cheesy, you'll travel the world. Okay, you go places. You will make. I didn't believe it all either. You'll make some of the best friends you will ever have. I'll give you my word on that. Okay, it's a quality lifestyle, but you got to get through 32 weeks.
Very true. The friends you make in the military are some of the best friends that you'll ever have. And some friends do eventually leave your life, but you do actually keep a lot of them. One thing about being in the military is the opportunity to travel all over the world, which is one of my favorite parts of being in the Army.
Remember, everyone's in the same boat. You're not the only one who's feeling like you're feeling. Just one day at a time, confidence, smash it. Just go through it each day.
Let's go.
Yeah? Okay, loads of work to get on with in there.
Happy days.
After another fitful night's sleep, 924 Troop wake to their third day of training. And Terry Johns made a final decision about his future.
What do you want, Recruit John?
Last day that I've changed my mind about my decision.
So you want to stay?
Yes.
You want to stay at last? That didn't take long, did it, Recruit John?
No, it's just my feelings, you know. And
it's a bit of a shock of being here for the first night, isn't it? You think, I can't do this, but then you have a night here and you settle in and it's not too bad, is it, Recruit John?
I can do it.
It's not going to hurt you, you're not going to come to any harm, are you? You enjoying it?
Yeah, so far.
In a weird way? All right, I don't want to see you for the rest of training then, Recruit John. Positive mental attitude, away you go. Good for that. From, what, day one you wanted to leave? Changed your mind now, sir. Good Recruit John, get back in there. I think it's quite common lads come and they say they want to leave, and they don't really, they're just scared of being here. First day, second day. A bit shock of capture, a bit scared. Yeah, he was quite happy then, wasn't he? Bit of energy. Soon sack that out of him. Right.
You seem really happy now.
Yeah, I think that's the best way to approach it. If we all could be happy together, then we'd face when it's bad together. I'd rather if all of us be happy with one another, then we might be able to help each other quicker, get to know each other really quick. There'd be down times, there would be times when we feel like shit. When we're running and other guys can't keep up, we just try to encourage them and pull them forward. I'm normally freaking crazy, that's just it. You know when I'm not feeling proper, because I would just not say anything. Just be there.
First 2 days. You'll change your mind tomorrow. Yeah, exactly. We're going home.
It was only last night that Terry wanted to leave. Now he happily joins 924 Troop as they set off on their first speed march. But one recruit stays behind to see the company commander.
Why do you think I should let you go home before your 28-day period is up?
For personal things, sir, I find myself becoming increasingly more panicky and feeling very claustrophobic, very nauseous. I'm surrounded by all military personnel, pictures, and on your point of view, sir, I don't wish to be any more of a burden on you.
Right, well firstly, we'll decide as and when you're being a burden. I want you to stay beyond this week. I want you to give me at least a week or two of your time. However, I'm being strongly advised that probably isn't the right thing to do with you.
Yes, sir.
You are unhappy, exceptionally so, okay, and I think that you're going to start to be a liability, not only to the troop, indeed for the trainers, okay, but potentially to yourself.
Okay, slow the pace down at the front.
The reason I'm really slightly unimpressed, good Lamley, is because what I wanted to see was a little bit of oomph, a little bit of spine, okay, and for you to take away a few life skills from your 2 or 3 or 4 weeks with the Royal Marines. Now you're even going to fail to do that, which is a shame, okay, because I think we could have furnished you with something, all right, from your efforts at getting here. Now, are you sure you don't want that? Are you sure you don't want to give this a little bit more time, knowing, because it's your right, after 4 weeks, knowing that you will be making that decision and going home?
So I'm positive I wish to leave as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. So, fellas, I'm not too sure what it was, but quite a few of you couldn't quite keep the pace. The purpose of that march back to camp is to help you to break into your boots. Now, if you think, fellas, of forthcoming months, you're going to build up from this 5-mile speed march, 6-mile speed march, fellas, that's with kit, culminating in your 30-mile march across Dartmoor, wearing webbing, weapon, and a day sack weighing upwards of 40 pounds. Okay, you'll do that for 7 hours at a quicker pace than that.
Dartmoor, where they do their 30-mile run or ruck, is actually covered in bogs, and the terrain is horrible. If you want to see a video of them actually completing it, I will go ahead and link it either down below or as an end screen. But I'm confused on why he actually said miles and pounds, because I thought England actually used the metric system.
Thought that was hard, fellas. I suggest you have a long, hard think about what's to come ahead of you. Get it in your minds and get on with it, okay? You shouldn't have any complaints of anything like that. That was very basic, fellas. You'll do nothing that easy for the rest of training.
It wasn't until I started speaking to the rest of the recruits and sort of looking around at all the pictures and things like that, where they were all really sort of buzzing for the Corps, and all they wanted to do was be a Marine. And for me, the enthusiasm for it all just wasn't there. Everywhere you look, there's some sort of commando or camouflage or something with someone holding a gun, which, you know, looks great on the telly, looks great in the magazine, but when it's around you 24/7, it does force thoughts into your head that at the end of the day, you know, if you don't really want to be doing that line of work, there really is no point being there, and the pictures certainly just ram it straight down your throat. As soon as you pass out and you're deemed a suitable Marine, you know, you're out there to fight for the cause. And to be fair, a lot of the lads, even though it's very early on in training still, are really up for that cause. And if I had a hat, I'd take it off to them, if that's what they want to do.
So what was his expectations of what it would be like once he actually got there, though?
Why are you smiling, Williams? Come here. What report?
I am PO, sir, I am PO 64976 Charlie, Recruit Williams of 924 Troop.
Why are you smiling, Recruit Williams?
Because if I don't smile, I'll cry, sir.
All right. You enjoying yourself?
I am enjoying myself, sir.
Why?
Because I know in 8 months' time I'll be a commando.
Fair enough.
So he is definitely a character, and I do like him, but there is no military bearing being demonstrated at all. I'm wondering if that's something that's going to continue throughout their course, or if that is something that they will just kind of have to gradually work on. Because this kind of conversation would never happen at any of the basic trainings in the US military.
So what did you say to me earlier while you were smiling?
Humour in the face of adversity.
What's that?
Always smiling no matter how bad things get.
Now what's that? It's one of the 4...
ethos of the commandos.
Ethos of the commandos.
What are the other 3 commando qualities?
Professionalism. Professional.
Cheerfulness. That is so British.
It might be in the ethos booklet. Do you know what the commando qualities are?
Not off the top of my head,
No?
sir.
You're going to learn them tonight?
I will do, sir.
Cheerfulness in the face of adversity is one of them. Go and find out what the other 3 are.
Will do, sir.
Away you go, Recruit Williams.
Thank you, sir.
Go on.
I like him.
Okay, what are they?
Cheerfulness, determination, courage, and... Do you know what? I forgot the last ones.
Go away. Go on, find out. Don't salute indoors, Recruit Williams, second time.
Sir.
Report.
I am PO 64976 Charlie, Recruit Williams of 924 Troop.
Recruit Williams, what have you got to tell me?
The 4 commando ethos,
Yep.
sir.
Commando qualities.
Commando qualities.
Which are?
Cheerfulness.
In the face of?
Adversity. Unselfishness, determination and courage.
Good effort, Recruit Williams. Go away.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, well done. He's going to be a character. Just morale in a box. He's laughed to himself as well on the way down. Grinned to himself. Chortle.
Salute! Yes! 1, 2, 3, 4.
So, morale is beginning to pick up, for some. But the troop is already one down from 50 to 49. And who knows how many more might want to make a run for it.
This is the initial troop photo, and what we do when they go, we just black them out into the shadow of their former selves. And at the end, we'll see who's still standing. From these faces here, I'd say no more than 15, 16 of those will be there at the end. That's
So that would be an 85% attrition rate, which is very, very high, which is expected when it comes to these special operations, trainings, and schools.
That's what I hedge my bets at.
Right, so the first to go?
So who's it going to be? The first to go, Lamley. Was so adamant that he didn't want to be here, professional footballer beforehand, that he didn't even make the end of week 1, so he's gone. Here we go. Lieutenant Rogers.
It's Orlando Rogers' job as 924 Troop Commander to get the best out of the new recruits. He's there to push them as hard as he pushes himself. Something that's not gone unnoticed from today's speed march.
I was watching him in the gym. He may sweat like a bitch, but don't forget he's still fitter than us. He's still a trained lieutenant in the Royal Marines, so he'd still piss all over
Lieutenant
us.
Rogers, yeah. He sweats, doesn't he? Like fucking...
I sweat loads, but...
You only walk down the road, he's like...
His 95s were wet, so
he'd fit.
I feel like I'm watching some high school students shooting the shit in between classes. I mean, these kids are so young.
His fitness would piss all over us, put together, lads. All our fitness here, put it into one body.
I don't think so.
Nah. How old is he?
21 now.
How old is he? Is he 21? My brother is older than him.
I'm 20.
He's the same age as me. He's 21.
My God.
He's a big bastard.
And he's fucking nails, isn't he? He is nails. The arms on that fella.
Did he do all them exams for officers? He has to do double push-ups and double sit-ups and everything.
About 50.
So it's double.
57 weeks. Yeah, 40.
Smith. What's your first name?
James Scarfield.
James Charisma Smith.
Scarfield.
The recruits graduate to the drill ground, where turnout is all important, as well as a thick skin.
You see your name in there? You see it now? No, it's not in there, is it? Why not? You scrotum. Get it in there, yes?
Salute, miss. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, down and swing.
So I'm tempted to give you a front wedgie. Okay?
Yes, Corporal.
Which is slightly more painful than the rear one.
Yes, Corporal.
Trust me.
Yes, Corporal.
Okay, don't need to see that, do I?
No, Corporal.
Good.
Okay, that is not a salute. Okay, nor is that.
You're actually quite a little bloke, aren't you?
Yes, Corporal.
Okay, fingers together. Cock it. You're like that. Straighten up. Other way.
Very good creases in your trousers there, Clifford. Aren't you doing well so far?
Okay, shortest way down. Swatting that B on the end of your willy. Top, hey! Wait for it, men.
So that is called anticipating the command. In every command, you have a preparatory command, such as right, and then you have the command of execution, which is face. You do not move until your leader actually says the command of execution.
Right, you're about the 5th ginger I've seen in this troop now. I'm not very happy about this, men. Next time you go into exit, you get some hair dye. Get this situation squared away.
Salute, miss. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, down and swing. Troop, halt, miss, 1, 2. Okay, very ragged, but, you know, starting to get there, men.
So thank you guys for watching. Once I film part 2, I'll put it right here. And I know it looks tame right now, but trust me, this training is going to get really difficult. After all, these guys are special forces. Anyway, if you got any value from this video and you want to help support the channel, then please go ahead and smash that like button.